Hello, 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 everyone.
Hi, Alan.
Hello, good evening to many of you. Good morning to some of you. Good afternoon to a select few. Welcome to Bottoms Up, and not just any Bottoms Up, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bottoms Up as part of the Poetry Festival Singapore. Okay, in cooperation with the wonderful people of the Writers Center Singapore, Word Forward, Let's Unmesh Life, and of course, Moroccan poets. We have how do there we have a staggering lineup for everyone for the next 2 hours. So hang in there. This will be an amazing ride. Um, 20 poets, guys. 20 amazing voices. Uh, and as you all know, as you've been told, the, the overriding theme for all of this is, well, resurgence. Okay. So before we start the show, maybe let me just share a few words on resurgence. Okay. And okay, I lost my cheat sheet. So here goes. Resurgence. Resurgence can be as simple as the frantic fourth quarter catch up that makes victory suddenly possible. It's as simple as that and as exhilarating. Resurgence is also a flower punching through concrete to reach for the sun and bloom. It is a long dammed up river that finally decides to say no to the dam. Resurgence is summoning the strength to smile and hug and kiss and say good morning, even though you went to bed fighting. Resurgence is intrinsic to human nature, a qualifying quality for evolution and the harbinger of hope. Resurgence is as inevitable as the sun deciding to drive back the darkness one more time. Resurgence, resurgence, ladies and gentlemen, is what we gather for here tonight, to celebrate it, to pray for it, to invite it into our lives. And it is one thing this world of ours needs so badly. So, welcome everyone to Bottoms Up. Oh gosh. Um, let's kick it off on a really high note. Our first performer for tonight is one of the pillars of Singapore poetry, no less than the amazing Chris Mooney Singh.
So I take it that's a cue.
Yes, that's your cue, sir.
All right. Everybody's seeing my screen. Okay, I'm going to do a kind of a cartoon poem, let's put it that way. It's a little bit mythological story of Monkey from Journey to the West. I wrote this because I was asked to do a virtual poetry and lecture event in a virtual world, actually, and I did so by creating an avatar in the form of Monkey, as you can see on the screen. Okay, and then I took that character and then I used that in Photoshop and created a visual storyline in a cartoon form. So let's go with it. Monkey goes west. Make sure that everything's clear. Everybody can see my screen, right? I don't think you can see my screen yet. We double check here.
We can see you. We can see you, Chris. Oh,
you
now we can.
Sorry. Okay,
Now.
sorry, my mistake. Let's do it again. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. To save one life is better than to build 7-story pagoda, Tripitaka in Journey to the West. I am the Monkey King. Sun Wukong is my name. A rhesus macaque and demon, a rebel, a trickster of heaven. I fell from Buddha's grace. But Bodhisattva Kuan Yin redeemed me with a job. A get out of jail free card. First, she quizzed her disciple. Inside those sutras, deeply absorbed in nerdvana, the milksop scholar shrugged. So Kuan Yin smiled her answer. Go free that wild monkey trapped in the mountain of stone. While still a gangster at heart, his tail will pick all the locks as you trek on your quest to the west. Hard times and trials are ahead. Let trouble monkey with trouble. Now I'm a Buddhism tourist with Tan Sen Sung, aka Tripitaka, as my guide. Best known for my strength, I'm an original superhero. Or am I a thug in a robe? At meteor speed, I can lift the far-off peaks of Buddhism, mountains Meru and Irmai, and reciting my mantra, jump 108,000 li in a single somersault. I also trick the weather, and with one whip of my tail, can freeze you quick on the spot. Thus, I'm the bargaining chimp between Master Tang and Kuan Yin. I love a good prank and a joke. What do you call a simian on the rise? A hot air baboon. I wield 72 transformations. Each hair on my head shape shifts to animal, weapon, or object. But due to an untrainable tail, becoming a man is beyond me. One comrade is Shu Baji, or Pigsy the gluttonous one, with a gazillion low desires. This bottom feeder and swine possesses a sharp-toothed rake. He stirred up ocean dragons and smashed the tiger dens. But before a phalanx of monsters, instead of backing me up, he slips away to get drunk. Able to sweet talk the ladies. Pig is too smart and a prig. The ravenous rake he leans on is apt a perfect embodiment. Laziness, greed, and lust. How to work with a sluggard. My other ex-general chum, Sha Wu Jing from heaven, dropped, alas, the Jade Queen's heavenly crystal goblet. Demoted to planet Earth, this man-eating, grit-spitting demon submerged in the quicksand river, dragging heads underwater until gracious Kuan Yin said, You need a career upgrade. You're going to be a bodyguard. And dubbed him Dryer Sand. And finally, Bai Long Ma, the white dragon hungrily chowed down Tripitaka's horse. Feeling remorse, he morphed into a white hoof machine and carries our monk on his back. Fearful of danger, Bai Long skedaddles when he is spooked, broken and spindle shanked. You can't expect much from a dragon who switched to the year of the horse. And so, why us, you ask? We're outlaws, loud and venal. Our Sandy's a stout ogre, and Pigsy's the ultimate slouch. Yet we were all recruited by Guan Yin, the kind one. She took pity on us. No one is beyond redemption. Such is our traveling freak show of New Start past offenders. We still love ambuscades against the sovereign of chaos, the tiger, the bull, and white bone, the yellow robe, black wind, scorpion, demoness, red boy, and the iron fan princess, one of my biggest challenges. Are politicians demons or Confucian bureaucrats who pull the strings of the state? The list goes on and on. In Journey to the West, in which I steal the limelight. Renewal is my saga. I'm like a wrestler returned to the ring for a resurgence. Can bad lads clean their karma? Mock monks, we keep on moving on the Nirvana quest. Demon born but redeemed, we strive and strive for redemption. In the end, I kowtow to Buddha, who dropped that hill on my head, after which I bow to Guan Yin, then Master Tang Sen Zan. I am his henchman protector. I'm helping to carry the teachings from the land of yogis and Buddhas. And whenever I mess up, because I am a scallywag, my soft-hearted boss, Master Tang, no magic up his sleeve except as a scholar of sutras, recites the migraine mantra. A sharp correctional power that shrinks my golden headband when I pee on the pillars of wisdom. Lose my cool with him. This keeps me on the path. If you're interested in any of my stuff, go to my link tree at Chris Mooney Singh. And thank you for the time to share this.
All right, everybody, unmute and give Chris some love because he deserves it.
You're
Amazing
incredible, Chris.
opening, yeah.
Thank you.
Effort.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about starting on a very high bar. But that shouldn't, no pressure, guys. No pressure. Just, let's have fun. Let's do this. And let's keep on doing it. All right. Thank you again, Chris. Up next, we have another amazing poet, still from Singapore this time, our host country for Bottoms Up this fine day. We have Priyanka Srivastava.
Srivastava, yeah.
Ah, dang.
No,
Okay.
that's okay. No worries. It's complicated. Yeah, it's complicated.
Okay, but thank you, Priyanka. Stage is yours, dear.
Yeah, sure. I'll just share the poem also. Just why no. I don't know where it's gone. It's okay. It's in English, so I think so. Is it okay if I don't share the poem?
Yes, yes, that's fine too. But there it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay. So this poem is about language, and I wrote it before the pandemic. I had gone for Singapore Poetry Slam, and because of Chris, I started reading out poems there. So special thanks to Chris. I have to thank him. I've been doing this since so many years, and I'll just start with the poem. So it's about languages. The shape of words. The shape of your words, like tiny rivulets, flowing quietly on the yellow paper, lying unnoticed like dried leaves, till I try to know what it means. Written in a different language, few lines from your story, I try to decipher. I try to find myself in that language unknown to me. I borrow few of your words and ink them next to my words. A poem which I can't read, a line which I can't cross. Two distinct territories ready to mingle, two parallel rivers flowing together. I ask you to explain. You trace my own words. You tell me they mean the same. What I wrote in Hindi, you wrote in Tamil. What I wrote in English, you wrote in Mandarin. The shape of your words quietly blend with my words. They sit together on the page as if there was no distinction, as if you knew the song in my heart, as if it's the same language which we speak, not understood by us, but bounded by the same emotion, love, the shape of your words. Thank you. Yeah, that's all.
Oh, okay, okay, wow. Thank you, Priyanka. That was almost too short, but still very sweet. Thank you.
Mhm.
I personally would love to hear more from you and of you. So please don't please share your socials, how to get in touch with you, how to see the rest of your work, how to invite you to more of these things because
Yeah, please invite me. I would love to, because I love to write, and because of Chris, I'm doing all this. So yeah, I would love
there
to
you
join
go.
you all. Thanks a
Well,
lot.
you know what? That being said, Bottoms Up is on every second and fourth Sunday. And it's great because it's in your time zone. It's 10 p.m. So
Okay, sure.
yeah,
Love to join.
I'll
I
be
love to
expecting
join.
you there.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah, sure.
thank you so
Thanks a
much,
lot.
Bianca. Okay, thank you. You, in case you think you got lost, no, you didn't. You are at Bottoms Up. It's the Poetry Festival Singapore edition, and up next we have all the way from the other side of the world. They know him sometimes as the Jersey Jesus, but tonight we'll call him by his proper name. Guys, please welcome Mr. Nick Paleologos.
Yeah, buddy. Let's get this party started. What's up, everyone? Thank you, Lawan, for the great intro right there. Great to be here at the Singapore Poetry Festival. Let's do this. I got 3 for y'all tonight. I don't give titles. I'm just going to present the poems. First one. I spent 12 hours of my life cleaning out the skeletons in my room. The closet was the last place I'd expect any clarity. Lots of memories here, lots of clothes that had fallen down, disguises upon disguises of a former life. My room disappeared on me. I didn't recognize the glass floor I stood upon or the 4 walls that were preyed upon. Clothes and plastic wrapping tossed to the side like memories of the past, buried in a trash compactor, and a shoebox of X Factors was thrown away. My past is my past. No matter the objects thrown away, that doesn't matter here. Not in that 12 hours. I toiled up and down, stairwell after stairwell, to throw it all away. A half-court heave of the dust balls, vacuumed away, spiders left in dismay. All I wanted was a haven to call my own, to unload my troubles when I'm all alone. I didn't have this for years. I organized and sorted out the bullshit. A real change has happened today. I cleaned my room. I know it might not make a huge difference in your life. It made the world to me. I kicked out depression out for a day to clean it up. Go on and call me dirty. But I resurrected myself above the glass which I stood upon, molded a new floor of wood and carpet with dressers to store my gear and books, tore down the bones of my walls, fed the very ravenous decor with liberation. For in that moment, I felt like me, the one I've been waiting for since I was 14. All right, everyone. That was one. I'm glad Rawls here because I made this in Rawls' presence, actually at a bottoms up. This is one of my more recent poems. Here we go. I used to be able to do 10 shots at a time, back to back, belly to belly, drown down the liquid alphabet as a soup, curdling within, indigested, churned, buttered, and lathered, explained explanation. I've got the gallbladder to unleash a riot when I want to, call divine scripture to intervene the usurped, like a shot of Svecta to purge away poison, like watching the watchman work, as the alchemy of alcohol mixed with my watery flesh. I've digested my paper of chicken-scratched writing, turned it into a Pink Floyd concert, where the weirdness meets the madness, like Midori meets Everclear, like Modelo meets White Claw. Consumption is just a couple letters off from gluttony. I was a glutton to flail around a forum in a drunken stumble with a million thoughts running to a sealed mouth without an exit sign and display, just to burst into my teeth. The taste of burnt ideas infect the tongue, worse than any Jägermeister shot served on a silver shot glass with a side of Hennessy and Hypnotic to boot, and Jack Daniels and Jose Cuervo waiting in the wings of my rib cage. I used to be able to do 10 shots. The burn was too real. I etch artwork now to heal the pains of yesteryears. All right. This is my last one for y'all, and it's an old one, actually. Here we go. Dark feathers cascade from cinder and cinnamon upon the land, mistaken for a crow. The caw crawled up the thick neck, strike of swift maturation. This raven merged with me, flight patterns quick, agile in V formation. Black is amongst my favorite colors. A raven is symbolized as an ill omen. Perception of me is lost, sick, or just doing this poetry thing. Judges stood atop the pedestals, gavels of molted feathers slammed against the sound block of broken eggshells, sentenced to severed life. What they did not realize is this raven, being wise, a fortune teller of fortune and of future, singed by trauma, left out in the open to die. The corpse was thrown into a vat of flames. Skin melted, muscles eroded, bones intact. The chants of curses, of demise, with spoken verses. What they failed to realize, this raven becoming a ravenous phoenix, I took flight. The feathers burnt it all down, scorched the very tongues that cursed my existence. The wounds healed when I flew away. I was the raven, evolved to the phoenix. I became the living embodiment of the spirit animal. I was reborn. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Storm Brother. That is Nick Paleologos, ladies and gentlemen. Gosh, thank you. Thanks so much. A fine evening to our sponsors who are in the room or watching from somewhere else. But hello, thanks for having us over. There is Mr. Eric Valles himself. Hello, Eric. Hello, 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 hello.
So darn good.
Okay. Now, up next, so we were gonna go from New York on one end of the map and jump on over, but still in the US. Very dear friend of mine, a rock, a lighthouse, a pillar to so many in the community. There's too many adjectives that she deserves, but we do not have time for. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Finn Bell.
Good morning, Lawin. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to thank our hosts, our gracious hosts, the Poetry Festival Singapore. And I also want to thank all the wonderful collaborators and poets here today. Truly blessed to be in your company. Child, awaken. Spell broken. Descent down, down, tower, poised in excruciating slow motion spiral. No hair, color of corn silk to stop my fall. To stop realization, life holds no fairy tale. Suspicions abound in the thick knot of veins. Nona Strega hands folded, neatly in lap, gnarled branches. Body, a sturdy dark tree trunk. In forest where orphans lose themselves in search of candy, paying in innocence. Suspicions abound. In days and bubbles float above head, cinder maiden on her knees on the slick floor. Each day, you can read in the dank tea leaf suds, dull, pale, watercolorless. I held out hope. No magic answered. I was exempt from the miracle. Maybe the fishwives lulled us lazy, chopped our tails, plumed from our body, and we forgot ourselves but thought we recalled this potion of wanting more, wanting everything, greedy for invincibility. I saw a lip color the other day, the tint and shade in creeping vine roses, and my mind, it glamored, my mind, it glitched. It imagined the filter blood red smeared upon my lips. Prince Charming and his dutiful wife, mail ordered, made to order, single serve for your convenience. We would make a home together, and I am told it would be splendid. Except that, who was doing the storytelling? Who was spinning the lies and casting it on walls, shining sigil that we were safe inside the dream? Except that, whose dream? At whose expense? And all this while, we gouged out the sharp in too harsh corners, words left out of the enchantment, muttered under breath, patchwork falling on the floor, snip, 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 snip. Isn't this monster conjured in the scraps? Isn't this beastly girl disgrace, a grotesque, mauled thing of beauty? My eyes fell once more on the bramble, and already I forgot the lesson. Last night as I slumbered, breath suspended above my face, frost patterns built upon the air in the way that death and beauty dictate. My memories returned unbidden. They tiptoed their golden shoe deception to their whereabouts. Trepidation of the danceless, the flightless. Last night as I slumbered, I took root beneath the earth covering my nubile corpse. I discovered every spell cast and hidden, every face presented good and masking evil. Every villain chastised in foolish youth, and how they now all wore me over their own skin. Cloak red and fur of protection. Last night as I slumbered, I pricked my finger upon a spindle, believing myself awake. The pain, it confused me. The pain restored me. The pain dislodged tainted apples from my throat. Truth rushing, bracing breath into my lungs, forcing the corset undone, causing the foot unshod. Woman, knowledge, tinted in a big bang. At the inception of everything, we begin as the very void itself. We do not understand yet why we swim downward and then out. But we do heed the desperation in finding that very first breath. A single moment, asphyxiated, awashed in all our past incarnations. The amnesia is reprieve. What do we do with the knowledge that we were always in cosmic attendance, each life a reset button, where we are surprised by the newness of it all? We believe in this miracle for a time of only becoming present. At the apex of the still fetal existence, we are shocked alive. We begin to mark in earnest upon its unmarred surface, paint in amnion what we see. Carve down our impressions to attempt to pull up this very same memory later in almost exact form. We hold hope as we walk past ourselves, past this initial self, that we begin to mingle that point of our line with others, a midway meeting point, another new beginning. If I said that I see the conception of things as blue, will that call forward that primal part of you that understands and responds in kind? The beginning is blue, never white, no, nothing that devoid of color. In my mind's eye, it is an unending calm, a limitless expanse. It is the same promise found when I look up to the perfect time to find a periwinkle sky. In this blue, the future already teases, assured of its sunsets, and only the rare ones, flawless explosions of bleeding, fast-moving color that mingle their tawny, livid fire into my own lavender repose. When the time comes, and the last sunset washes me in her final colors, I do not dwell too intensely upon starting over, because isn't that what Genesis is? Not always the alpha in the progression of time, but the dawn of its own self-contained era, the omega of something else. Though the idea is as frightening as it is exhilarating, I do not believe in them existing separately. They have evolved into one entity. Remember, they're twin suns before memory takes them away. Comfort is a holding pattern. Inside of it, we replay and relive a cycle we never stop to question is still good. We are the embryo stars we shed and redrape in life constantly. There is no status quo. We are the inception to everything. We become emergence into infinite new storylines with reverberation in our movement, and all places we touch become home. I imagine the heavens birth themselves and their celestial offspring in a brilliant, violent display. I imagine pandemonium arose to be subdued in awe of creation's vastness. This is the order, sacred and ancient. I trust in its wisdom to fashion the same aftermath as I too commence to erupt into resurrection in this same glory.
Thank you so much, Finn. Thank you. Do you have one more for us? Or is that it for today?
That was it today.
All right.
Thanks.
No,
Yeah.
Finn, you turn words into syrup, and then we discover that there's arsenic. So my gosh, that is always a lovely, lovely piece of chemistry. Guys, give it up, please, again for Miss Finn Bell.
Woo!
And
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now up next, another good friend of mine, one of the people who caught me at the start of doing this thing, all the way from India. the amazing, the talented, the wise, the mountain climbing Unmesh Mohitkar. Unmesh,
Hello,
hello, hello.
hello everyone. Thanks, Lavin. Here we go. Violence of silence. It was freezing cold. It was freezing cold. Animals were wandering in search of warmth. A cold-blooded but beautiful moon was watching the world in its bewitching splendor. Families sleeping in their warm homes. Young men were sleeping on the street. Not beggars, but hard-working laborers. Sometimes hard work is not enough. Education insufficient. Opportunity is all that matters. In this opportunistic world, opportunities are rare and never fair. About pain and suffering, opportunities just don't care. There was no knock in the middle of the night. No wind to disturb the unrelenting sleep. No chance to change the world. No chance to mend the broken pieces of their ever-changing world. Silence was dancing naked in the street. Violence of silence was invisible to the naked eyes. Eyes cannot see the paralysis of fear in the heart. Mere analysis cannot overcome the paralysis of broken society. Tomorrow will be a new day. Silence will be shattered into noisy decibels. Few will wake up to the sunlight. Few will never see the light. Few will never see the light. Long live the broken dreams of stolen opportunities. I sit on the bench beside the road, wondering how resurgent we human beings are. Every hiccup, every sadness, or even a pandemic is conquered by the will to fight for life and love, for life and love. Thank you. That was the first one. And this the second one. Thank you. From my book, You Are a Thought. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can torment you, nothing can kill you. Wars will be fought, won or lost. You are a thought. Thoughts can explode, thoughts can revolt. You are the change. You are the peace. You are you, like you, not even few. Live your thought. It's the last chance you have got. It's the last chance you have got. And let's go towards love a bit. Thank you. With bliss comes love. With bliss comes love. Never knew myself till I met you. Forgot about myself once I met you. I was looking to find someone. Once I found you, I lost everyone. You took me away from myself, took my identity and ego. Bliss was the feeling when I let everything go. Let it go, let it go. Be brave, be brave. With bliss comes love. With bliss comes love. That was Bliss Comes Love. And we have got some thoughts. Here we go. This is about thoughts. Intersecting, intervening, interjecting, interfering, intermingling, interrupting thoughts. Dancing naked, causing havoc, burning chaos. Sprawling thoughts, haywire, livewire, crossfire, hellfire, ceasefire, inspire, always entangling, surrounding like a barbed wire, These were about thoughts. And then let's go to happiness. Happiness is a fraud. Happiness is a fraud, like a witch casting a spell, never-ending mirage, enchanting beauty, making you to run after her like crazy. You are not alone. Whole village has fallen in love with her. She seduces you. You lust for her in return. In return, never-ending craving, never-ending wanting. Yes, happiness is a fraud. Like a mission in a computer game, you achieve one to unlock other, live many deaths to unlock one life, just to get the next mission called next level of happiness, asking for more lives. And once you win the game, they ask you to give it all up, the moksha. Now you fight for your next mission to give it all up. Yes, happiness is a fraud. All the big shots, millionaires who in our eyes has got it all and then left it all, not for moksha or for a great cause, but to hide their money and earn more money. Or is it an affair? Once again, I tell you, happiness is a fraud. If you are into it and happy to play the game, that is the name, one which you can never tame. Short-lived fame, a limited edition game, the name, shame, flickering flame, also offered by God. Yes, happiness is a fraud. Yes, happiness is a fraud. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Give it up, everyone.
Yeah, man.
All right. Splendid. You know what, guys? There are poets who write poems. Okay. Unmesh is one of those poets who are their poems. Okay. So wow. Much honored. Thank you so much, Unmesh. In case you guys don't know where you are at Bottoms Up, okay, with our tonight's our special. It's a special edition brought to you by the Poetry Festival Singapore, also in cooperation with. Just a sec, I have to get this right. Also in cooperation with the Writers Center Singapore, Word for Word, okay, Let's Unmesh Life, okay, and Moroccan Poets. Don't forget, Bottoms Up is live every second and fourth Sunday. Be there. And after our tonight's rosters, we will have an after party where all of those who want to jump into the open mic, please do. Okay. But that said, we have our next wonderful talent up. She is. Yes, Unmesh, bless you. You okay, she is from Singapore, so we'll jump back to Asia after Asia, but that's a whole other discussion. But um, we have the lovely Vaishnavi. I can do this. Puminathan.
Thank you, Lawin.
Right.
Thanks, everyone. I'm Vaishnavi, and I would like just like to thank Eric Vallis for the invitation to share with you all tonight. The poem I'll be reading is called Gold Bangles. Molten gold molded into a perfect circle. I envelop her fragile wrist on the morning of my fourth life. I have lived with her maternal ancestors and understand the significance of my existence. Her great-grandmother was strict. Her grandmother was observant, and her mother was obedient. My current bearer is mischievous, but with good intentions. I chime on her right wrist like a tambourine with every step. Against dusky skin and paired with merlot lips, I sit patiently and witness the choices she makes. When it's just past her curfew, you can hear me clinking through the door as she tiptoes to her room. I embrace her when her great-grandmother and grandmother pass away 5 months apart. I glimmer like her tears when she lies on her side with her arm propped as a pillow. I know she is nervous when she fiddles with me gingerly. It is good she has learned to say no. She tucks me between pages as a bookmark when her mother calls her to the kitchen to roll out chapatis. These days, she stands plain but smiling. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaish. Is there another piece? Oh, wow. Okay. Again, short and sweet. Please
Snaps on snaps.
keep coming back. All right. Keep coming back. Guys, please give it up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. Okay, we're jumping across the lake again. This time we're in Europe and straight from London, which is part of the United Kingdom, as I'm told. We have Martin Gray. Did I say that right, Martin?
You did. Thank you, Lowen. And
Splendid.
thank you everyone for coming and for being here. What a lineup! What poetry we've had so far. I'll try to be as good as everyone else has been so far. So I'm going to do 3 pieces from my book. They're all about personal resurgence from a tragic accident that happened in 2015, and I hope you enjoy them. So the first one is called Slats. I knew you'd be here. Thought I'd unclip the lead around what endures with your view of our curving trees and trusted contours. As if you could look at anything else, do anything but wait to bask in bursts of shared experience on the bench around the corner from the aging leisure centre. I've been waiting patiently outside your view while the woman who was sat with you messaged her meal away with a half look of recognition that made me wonder if she knew you too. I hope it's nice to be in touch like this. On these slats made of heights as tall as an upside down abyss, where our half done days and half made ways gnaw at what we'll never do, but right now I'm just hanging out with you. See, I picked up the litter that was left all around you. And as best I could, I've cleaned the dirt that gets in between your from and your to, as if printing that plaque every time we'll come here will somehow diminish how much so many miss you. I hear your voice messing gleefully with how we got through. And I see you worry when I want to give up on that future you should have had too. See, with grass so green and horizons so wide, we rest in this place where I learned to confide in the face you'd have made at becoming a bench, when you hated so much to be sat on. I hanker for more than what we'll never do, but right now I'm just hanging out with you. Because these moments are constant, I'm trying to show you to slow down the entropy that one day won't know you. The goalpost in front of these curving trees make it less like the view you enjoyed every day as one by one we move further away. And I don't mean for these splinters in my throat to define you. I'm just happy for a place where for now we can find you as I tap you and say, it's great to see you. I'm sorry that those future plans turned out the way they did. And then resurgence is a long process, and you go along a few years, and you get to the dance floor of a beautiful place called Rock City. These chords are ours. 8 Fs, 7 Gs, and 3 A minors that make us punch. Sorry, one moment, sorry. These chords are ours. 8 Fs, 7 Gs, and 3 A minors that make us punch off even hands above our frown lines and scream before beckoning our abandoned aspirations back from the scratches on the Rock City dance floor, where our bassline beats the forgotten bonds formed in our rites of 4/4 passage before our riffs became retro. Before our demo made us rock stars with Liam on rhythm, you on lead, Dave on bass and vocals. We opened for our heroes on their Up the Bracket tours, and Rock City would throng to our songs every Saturday. But our unwritten anthems are as unknown to the libertines as their riffs seem to be to this Spartan dance floor. A minor, D, G, E minor, A minor, D, G, E minor, but we're not allowed to dance on stage anymore, and no one jumps around anymore, and you don't need to wear shoes anymore, and we haven't got mates at the 0 D bar or sneak us rounds for £1 anymore. Because the walls are a different shade of black. And I wish you were here. Because our chorus is coming. And we wrote down all our dreams on lost bits of paper, so we'd always remember how to hit every note when we strummed the air, and how to headbang like before we banged our heads against our bad attempts at melodies, spilling beer on the bands we still emblazoned on our hearts as we embraced in sweat-ridden anticipation of 8 more Fs, 7 more Gs, 3 more A minors. And we never really liked it anyway, some of us preferred it the other way, yeah. Because this chorus is ours. And we have reclaimed our dance floor until our song is over, shouting out of tune friendships that saved us from tomorrows at future gig posters we're too yesterday to know. Kissing every A minor, D, G, and E minor we grab from the mesh on the speaker cones, because no one will ever know this song on this dance floor like we do. And I wish you were here, because this moment is ours. Thank you. And then I just have one more for you to finish, and before I run out of breath. Again, you move on from there. You know, healing is a long process. It takes a while. You never quite get there, but you get to a place where you're good for others. And this is called escape velocity. I want to be an astronaut. I want us to break escape velocity and soar beyond our atmosphere from Earth to outer space. I want to fly into Madrid to Mount Fuji, fit inside our warm embrace. I want to be an astronaut. I want us to sit on space debris, blowing our anxiety away until we see unpolluted skies 24 hours a day. I want to be an astronaut. I want us to sail to Mars on solar winds, build castles in its dark red sand. I want us to jump in its 0.42 of Earth's gravity as high as we can. I want to be an astronaut. I want us to hitch a ride of Halley's Comet through the asteroid belt, slingshotting ourselves to Saturn, where I'd get some rings to your co-pilot fingers and we paint Stephen Hawking's soul on Titan's orange-black canvas. I want to be an astronaut. I want us to lasso Voyager 2, swing ourselves through the Kuiper belt towards her, past the spot where our older sister cocked her head to pale blue dots are insignificant. So we can tell her she's not been forgotten by giving her a hand through the hellier sheath. I want us to push her on so third law hard we'd launch ourselves back to our cleaned up Earth with just enough time to shout at Pluto, "We'll make your planet again!" And to break through Europa's ice, to wave at the undiscovered life in its unexplored liquid methane. I want to be an astronaut. And I want you all to come with me. Thank you. Really loving this event. Really looking forward to everyone else.
Martin Gray, Martin Gray, Martin Gray. Give it up for the man. No, amazing, 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 Martin. Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen you this dynamic, this long in one contained space. So this is supernova of you. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, just a sec. I have to, yeah, there you go. Okay, thank you, Martin. Up next, a new friend of mine who I just heard perform recently, and I'm excited to hear him tonight. This is Raja Mogan.
Yep. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Stage is yours.
Okay, I'll try to do you proud, Lavin. I've got two, as usual. They have themes of resurgence, but I'll put it in context. The first one was it was an experiment done at a recent poetry slam and I called it Poetry Blam. It's because I've been to a couple of these poetry gatherings and slams, and I see people sometimes, and not you guys are at a totally different high level. It looks like diary entries in search of support groups, and sometimes I felt I have to bring it back to the basic rules so we can bend it. So I wanted to write something about the rules of poetry. It's a kind of resurgence. So this is how it goes. I'll tell you what little I know of ancient rhyme, meter, and flow. Although, I quite hate them, these villainous beasts of beats that dare and deem to decimalize the winds that blow and fractionate the grass that grows into these rational pretties of column and row. Oh, woe to bards addicted to these mantras of meter and words restricted, to metron dismeasure, this thing that hobbles able nature with this pitter-patter stutter sound, a syllable as heavy or light, and by these means you mean to make pretty poetry polite, civil, and right. Meter is math, math is meter, counting on a line, words to a beat. Add time and rhyme and lines become feet. Now, meter has name. See, a poem may rhyme with iamb. That is not one. I-A-M-B. For a poem like iamb, trochee. A trochee is a stressed syllable followed, as a stressed syllable, followed by a relaxed sound. And iamb is the quite opposite one, an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed or accented one. Iamb, I-A-M-B. Thus, to be is iamb, or not. That's iamb. That is an iamb, and you have a question. Ham, let it all in, and you have to be or not to be. That is the question. A right royal mad iambic pentameter, right there. Put 4 such together in alternate lines of rhyme, you get a quatrain. Put 3 together, 3 of those quatrains closing with a couplet, you have a Shakespearean sonnet. All iambic pentameters. Homer was a hexameter, and some say Matt Rasputin's was half a meter. As distressing as that might sound, 2 stressed syllables side by side, spondy, that's right. But that's totally cool, because you have a pyrrhic. Doubly unstressed, very atmospheric. But if you want to be more playful and tactile, follow a stress with 2 unstressed ones, you get a dactyl. That's harder to do. Let's see. Forward the light brigade. That's a dactylic diameter, dear diehard listener. I wonder what a falling rhythm would be. Pterodactyl? Okay, for a pterodactyl is no more a poetic term than it is a dinosaur. See, metrics don't have to be symmetric, and I still think anapests are pests at best. But if you tire of this taming a tempest with sound rules and wish not to temper a torrent and look a pedantic old school fool, come, ditch this game of sum, lose the lesson, choose a lament, and make of your poem a psalm, P-S-A-L-M. Let's try it. That's the first line, be followed with a repeating parallel. And I think the next one is to be dogged with a parallel antithetical, not so easy to do, and make of the last one a confirmation, repetition, and some divine Zen tutorial. Let's try. I liked a girl, I loved a girl, my loins she set on fire. I liked her like no other, antithetical. What other sex would I desire? 2 hot nights and a broke heart later, I am many a burnt wallet wiser. I loved the girl, I left that girl. Damn this doggerel. That's one. Now the next one. Thank you. Now the next one is a very interesting, very resurgence. This is resurgence. Yeah, that's the one. Hold on a second. No, Sunday. This one happened to me about an hour ago, and I wrote this just before you guys were setting up the mic test, so I couldn't quite join. I did it on the go, and I'm going to see how this one goes. Last night, I went to sleep happy, and this morning, someone wanted something from me, an item of clothing from the selling page on my gallery. I've paid, he, she, it said, FedEx it to me. It's all online, you see, and I typed very hurriedly. Paid where? Open your mail, it's there. I clicked the FedEx page, and in the midst of the daily juggle that is family and the crazy muddle that is age, I passed it to my daughter to fill that page and exited the stage to go downstairs. The page didn't go anywhere anyways, but in those last seconds, credit card details were fished, and before any of us could gauge anything, our wages were swept backstage as we went from space age to stone age. You see, the rush to be a cashless society has left us victims crushed by criminal improprieties. By dinner, when the bank called us, it was too late for the little mercies to soothe us. As the bank locked the credit, as police reports were made, those words rang in my ear. Paid where? What here? Open your mail, it's there, as the cupboard of my savings laid bare. We lost all our money, cost this month's salary, and until the next, I'm stuck. How could I have been so careless? Yes, waylaid by a scammer with no milk for my toddler, the guy I told you about yesterday, the other time, or school fees for the daughters, wiped clean by a mean, faceless thing without a care. And all I could do was stare. As the trail showed the money here, there, withdrawn to Kiev, Ukraine, and Russia, what, where? Multiple withdrawals in quick steps, irreversible horrors in quick steps, and to think till then what scared us most were repeated vaccination jabs. Apparently, the criminal element of the season of this Wuhan virus targets tired people like us to deprive us on lapses of reason. Never stole a cent in our lives. What do I tell my wife? Honey, I shrunk our account to less than cents 5. We are dust savings wept away. So this sad matter of seconds, all because I was a plus lonely make us resurgent. I can only teach. And thanks to friends who quickly stepped onto that bridge. I'm not the best of my lyrical powers right now, but I won't let this make me cynical somehow. But I'm still thankful for this poetry that allows me to be, to put a candle on my bad memory. And I'm thankful that you all have been here as part of this funny journey in some strange continuity to notice me. Last night, I went to sleep happy. And this morning, someone wanted something from me. Ouch. We will rise again. We will find my sleep again. We won't fast dismiss, but we'll fast rise past this. For this too shall pass peacefully, because we are stronger than this, because we must be. And maybe the gods of poetry have blessed me with a gift that lets me bleed into my artistry. It gives me lift. I need my words to feed me and greet me with hope, so that I won't mope and pick myself up. It ain't the end of the rope, so nope. Until I say so, nope. No, sir, nope. So tonight I go to sleep happy in the hope, and my wifey and my poetry, I go to sleep happy. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Raj. Wow. Woo. Let's let's give him some love, guys.
Thank you, guys. Love you all. Love you all.
Thank you, Raj. All right.
Wow, Raj, wow.
We're coming to the end of the first half of this, and up next we are going to Japan, everyone. Let's all welcome. All right, let's all welcome Takaki Umino-san. Hello, Takaki.
What?
You're still on mute.
Hello.
All right, there you go. Stage is yours,
Hello.
brother.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, so hello everyone. This is Takaki from Japan. I'm a rapper and sometimes poet in Japan. Yeah, and yeah, I'm so honored to be a part of this great event. And yeah, I'm so super excited. Yeah. Yes. So today, I would like to onomatopoeia in Japanese, and it describes something wet or a water flows on something. Yes, this is my resurgent poem. Please enjoy. 洗い流した薬の数を数える暇なく幕をはぐ誠やとこ錯覚をなしてラストは鼓膜をがとが本在だよしょうがないだろう今日は今と生涯が問うそして語ることなくかたした悲しき話を話した鏡の川に溺れてしまったわれどももうこちらを任せていきなさいここからは個々が斧が体から音が流れるまま言葉を紡ぐどこかのお殿様の刀はほどなくその刃を崩すオートマチックにただおとなしく四苦八苦だけでは虫付け走る浮きつまがりつだがまだも来るでなければ言葉はまた干からびる流行る気を抑え磨かれてやり暁を待たず開かれた波忘れ方身のまやかしを連れてあやし言霊を力で渡し視界を遮る身から出たサビは今や目覚ましくいざ腕がたけり皆覚めた街で嫌われた闇はしたためた先で光らせたらいい日々の立ち込む皆そこから吸えた香りの離れぬまま 血を取り戻す肌 Let there be power Voices recovered ぬらぬら恋し音が再びぬらぬらまばゆい節の病ぬらぬら連なり浮世話変わり果てたようで新しくまたあまりに私であれたらしいどこのドイツのノイズをいつもいくつも幾度となく聞かされ声が伸びるはずもなくただあくびで答えるアクチスにマクシングを起こしプラスティックジャスティスに白地の弱視の博打をただなすりつけるまだ作詞で答える BUNKEI 最後の後輩が背後からライムを落とすマイクの底その前にここで弔いを残す記憶の奥の奥のほの暗いところ音のない鼓動を宿す男の最後の心の音細く轟く鉛の蛇が頭蓋骨と頭皮との間を這いずり回る中で痛みと怒りが失われても気づかず見つかるわけもない穴を見つめて静かに気を失うまで地獄の冷めた晴れに外のからさ私は殺されてしまった淡い夜は明けてしまった目覚めた時にはゴミにまみれた檻に名残惜しさをそっと直して外に取り戻した物欲しさが爪から飢えた体に染み渡るぬらぬら心臓が驚いて涙を流すうっそうと茂る群像と抽象の間をまたぐ霧の立ち込む皆そこから吸えた香りの離れぬまま血を取り戻す肌 Let there be power Voices recovered ぬらぬら愛しい音が再びぬらぬら最後の海を渡り変わり果てたようで新しくまだあまりに私であれたらしい。Thank you very much. This is Takaki on the microphone from Japan.
Wow.
Wow, Takaki.
Mic drop.
Holy that was fun. Oh man.
Guys. All right, we've heard about resurgence. With Takaki, we know what resurgence sounds like. Yeah? Oh my gosh.
Thank you very much.
I'm so honored. Thank you so much, Takaki. So great to see you. I hope to be able to join you at Kotoba again one of these days. I'm sorry I haven't been able to go.
Yes,
yeah.
please.
All right, I'll see you there. And we're coming to the close of the first half of our lineup. And well, what a close this is. This is going to be, well, this is my partner, my Supremo at Poetry Global Network. He is more than just a poet. He is a fire starter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lakan.
Go for it!
Hello, everyone. Wow. Such a great feeling to be here. Salamat datang Panshanghao. Malay Vanakkam. Magandang gabi. Good evening. Poetry Festival, Singapore. I'm Lakan. I'm a poet from the Poetry Global Network, and I'm based in Pilipinas, in English, in the Philippines. First, I would like to give my gratitude to PGN, the people, the XCOM, to Eric Valias of Poetry Festival Singapore, to the National Arts Council of Singapore for building more bridges than walls in the world of poetry with this event. To the many poets also and the artists joining us, thank you so much. And also I would like to thank, yes, I do have a sponsor for tonight. I would like to thank Filibustero for sponsoring my attire today. As you can see, there. You can see it? Yes. Yeah, that's it. So kalayaan is a Tagalog word, and it means freedom. As a poet, I would like to express that freedom by celebrating the beauty of sustainability, determination, and resurgence in my poem today. The title of the poem is Rise of Wonders. The rise is spelled RIS/CE. I remember how the sun rose and every descending step. I had to take a peek on what majesty looks like. As the light took flight, paving the stones to unskew itself under the ponder, it's possible that for more than 2,000 years, this site held generations' sight of how block on clock can tuck a terrace of human magnificence, carved by the patience that knows, the hands that can plant its arched back, humble fingers that can centuries for nature to thrive in being alive, to hold that mountainside in respect, genuflect the head. Love knows how to strive without pride. Palms can embrace a heartbeat, feeling the breeze as life stalks the clock of each stalk of paddies of our journeys. Stories of losing our way in our soil. Come home. To you, welcome home. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Mabuhay ang mga tula. Long live poetry.
We love you, bro.
Thank you, Lacan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Lacan!
And you know what, guys? That's the first half, and that's just the first half of tonight. Okay. I have to catch my breath because I'm opening the second half. Okay. So you guys can use the next 2 minutes, all right, to freshen up, get a drink. In the meantime, attention please, Alexandra, Malakai, Kamal, Mark Fishbine, Sarah, Yasmin, Yogita, Eunice, and Saad. Second half's on us, guys. All right. So I'll be right back.
Oh, we got the drinks, man. Oh, he left already. Whatever.
Whew. How's everyone so far? Just checking in. Are we good?
All good,
Yeah,
all good.
we're doing amazing right now. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Hell of a night.
Loving it. Wow.
Wonderful way to spend a Sunday.
It was like listening to poetry on a bullet train with Takaki.
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We are still waiting for a train in India.
Okay. Yes, indeed. All right. So we are just slightly behind schedule. Okay, not massively behind schedule. So just slightly. So we're good, guys. Don't worry. Okay. Let's begin, shall we? Okay. Wait. I have to do my own tech thing, so I guess I have to spotlight myself. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Hi, everyone. So we've been talking about resurgence, right? And it's something we've all looked forward to, haven't we? I mean, after being cooped up for 2.5 years, COVID and all that, we were just hoping for emergence and then resurgence. We wanted good things to happen. We had every hope for good things, didn't we? We wanted to go out again. We wanted to eat out, to hug, to kiss. And a lot of that has happened and is happening. But it's also true that there is a resurgence of some other things we weren't so comfortable with either. Okay? So over the next 3 pieces, I'm going to take you through an up and down resurgent journey, if you don't mind. Okay? So let's open. This is called interdiscontinental. We put the crazy in democracy, don't we? The way you put bullets into children, the way we use ballots to bring back thieves and liars into power, the way you turn the common good into a luxury, the way we turn history into histrionic hilarity, the way you and I still purchase, still buy, the idea of our greatness being innate and beyond debate. The 1%ers continue to preen and prate, drive up the cost of real estate. Meanwhile, inflation does what it does best, inflate. We put the crazy in democracy, don't we? We celebrate suffrage, but do little about suffering in our age, where the burp of a mega billionaire might end world hunger, fund the cure for cancer. We instead put their spaceships on our front pages. Meanwhile, at our front doors, hunger, racism, misinformation rages. We fight for the right to not wear a mask or get vaccinated, while there are millions fighting to simply breathe. We save banks while humanity tanks, and we send other sorts of tanks to wage war. Oops, no, sorry, conduct business offshore because they've got cheaper labor. Free trade, free speech, freedom of expression, free umbrellas if you buy in bulk, free t-shirts if you bring in another member into this land of the free. But we're slowly questioning, aren't we, the actual cost of being and staying free. Things like vigilance and discourse and disagreement and research all seem so tedious. Our showbiz and video games and pornography, on the other hand, so delicious and free. That word again, free. The system has learned that to take our freedom and own us, they don't need to fight us. They just need to entertain us. Come on, ride the bang bus. The revolution, it won't be televised, not at least until it's revised. The only thing that's free anymore, really, are these chains we wear so proudly. Sorry if I'm sounding so judgy. I don't mean to be. It's just that we have so much in common, you and me. In spite of 2,000 miles worth of difference, we suffer from a similar failure of common sense, a similar love affair with nonsense, addiction to pretense. It's almost hilarious, you know. We're in the same boat now, Joe. Yeah. Okay, so the first one, obviously written in context between, it's really bridging first world, third world. You have the US, you have the Philippines, and then you have everything else in between, right? Here we are. This is called unsafety deposit box. Safe is a concept to which we've lost the combination and gotten locked out of, and in our frustration, we wonder where else is left to hide. There are monsters under our bed and lawmakers in our lingerie. We have nowhere else to go, nowhere else we can stay. We have been rendered refugee, orphans with no say, no God to whom we can pray. And what would it matter? He's probably busy anyway. Nowhere is safe anymore, not even the usually solid and stolid halls of science or the libraries of history. Facts hold no refuge, given that they're now as fickle as opinions, which, as we all know, are like assholes. Everybody has one. Our aversion to truth has us buying a remake, a version, the version most convenient to whatever point needs to be made. Sort of like how everyone has a gun, and instead of being safer, there's just more and more of us gone. Some at the flashpoint of homemade shotgun. Where can we hide? Where can we run? Safe is nowhere when the safety's off. Nowhere is safe anymore. Even economics isn't sacred when things like inflation rates and unemployment levels can be denied simply and glibly. I don't agree with that number. It's a stupidity that leaves us number, inevitably dumber, making it harder and harder to remember that once upon a time things were better. Not just for the few, not just for the 1%, but even for us who just rent. How can we remember when these days everything from our souls to our souls feels spent? Ever notice how debt and death somehow sound alike? Maybe it's more than just auditorily coincident. But that's the thing about resurgence, guys. We cannot just complain. We cannot just be on the edge of just saying no to everything, because we have to say yes to this world, to this life that we have. Otherwise, we default. So here's a reminder as I close my set. Turn your rage into poems, into verses sharper than scalpels. Turn your rage into paintings, into a rainbow storm of colors. Turn your rage into service, into action that proves your words true. Turn your rage into patience, into wisdom that knows storms need time to brew. Turn your rage into a universe of possibility. Just don't let it turn you into hate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Lawin! Holy crap, that was awesome.
Oh my god.
So loud.
My hands hurt out of snapping. Like come on.
No, thank you, everyone. Resurgence is so many things, guys. And we, to embrace this theme is to embrace its totality. Okay? And that's the only way we will ever be on the right side of history. And we have that chance. And that's why I thank everyone who's here tonight. I thank Poetry Festival Singapore. I thank Eric Valles. I thank all our sponsors, our brothers and sisters in this world. Okay. Whew. Okay. Up next is someone with a lot more grace, beauty, elegance, and intelligence than I. She is hypnotic. She is magical. She is Alexandra Saropoulou. Alexandra, stage is yours.
Thank you. Can you see the graphics going by? Okay. This is Flying.
All good.
Flying 10 from the Flying series. My flying is my prayer. My flying is my soul's psalm. Mellifluous prayer, mellifluous flying. Striving to synthesize beautiful symphonies. Sometimes in a discordant labyrinth. Sometimes in a blissful cadence. Sometimes in clashing thunder without solidarity or resonating melody. Sometimes in harmonic raindrops, like divine notes quenching our hearts' thirst. Connecting, rising into a new cycle of incarnation. My flying is my ode. My flying is my soul's lyrics. Pioneering ode, pioneering flying. Pollinating my thoughts with the nectar of imagination. Sometimes in dignified humility. Sometimes in illuminating speech. Sometimes in the remaining few upholding their ideas, albeit unprotected and betrayed. Sometimes in a united consciousness, bursting into a grid of light. Inspiring, rising into a thrilling creation. My flying is my dance. My flying is my soul swirling. Orbiting dance, orbiting flying. coalescing, protecting from dark entities, sometimes in merciless defeat, sometimes in rays of jubilation, sometimes in the crashing sea waves, battering and victimizing with mortal selfishness, sometimes in the lapping sea waves, smoothing over the roughness, releasing our sweetness, initiating rising into rewarding metamorphosis. My flying is my apocalypse. My flying is my soul's ambrosia. Deifying apocalypse, deifying flying, freeing, joining my spirit with skies of art. Sometimes in expressionless disillusion, sometimes in mystic truth, sometimes in a dark cave, the gravity of darkness weighing us down, sometimes in the golden dawn, a phoenix soaring, never touching ground, outshining, rising into a rejuvenating catharsis. Our flying is our utopia. Our flying is our heaven on earth. Crystalline utopia, crystalline flying. Flying 11 from the Flying series. When all I have is earth sun warming my horizons. Sweet Psyche, tender wings, fluttering anxiously. For it is the flight that matters. Dragging my aging dreams, persevering in all kinds of weather. Reaching heights of Icarus, heights of the supreme. Each creation immortalizing mortality, keeping it alive. Creations blowing everywhere, through my eyelashes, through the skies. Flames and eyelashes becoming one. Scorching our weaknesses, guiding lost souls. When all I have is a dandelion pappus to blow. Seeds floating through the vortex to the cerulean efforts. For it is the flight that matters. Chasing my windy wishes. Releasing the nails of mental prisons. Drifting breaths of nature, breaths of freedom. Each ideal golden energy sent into pure light. Ideals blowing everywhere, through my heart, through the skies. Zephyr and heart becoming one. Subduing the ego to service the higher good. When all I have is efflorescence blooming in my garden. A farmer of senses cultivating the fruit of the gods. For it is the flight that matters. Picking my deciduous emotions. Turquoise showers reviving withered hopes. Chanting priestesses of protection, priestesses of safekeeping. Each inspiration soothing upheaval, melodious salvation. Inspirations blowing everywhere, through my mind, through the skies. Incantations and mind becoming one. Blessed with the power of flowing divine energy. When all I have is paper and pencil for some simple words. Creating poetry between invisible gods and visible mortals. For it is the flight that matters. Rekindling my courageous verse. Grateful in defeat and victory. Dressing ideas in armor, ideas in silk. each vision a sacred icon in my pilgrimage. Visions blowing everywhere through my spirit, through the skies. Matter and spirit becoming one. Empowering our lives with universal fire. When all we have is the ray of a new dawn in a dewdrop. Light triumphing, heralding a new beginning. For it is only the flight that matters. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, Alexandra. Oh wow. Guys, please give it up.
Ooh, wow, wow, wow.
Oh wow.
We're just speechless here.
I know, guys, and it's for me. It's a lovely reminder that resurgence is also sometimes a whisper. All right. Sometimes it is that little undercurrent that just pulls the rug out from under us and makes us happen. So thank you, Alexandra. You are always a gift. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Woo! All right. Up next, a new friend of mine, Malachi Edwin Rethamani. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric, for connecting me with this lovely group of poets and the people who I can't see, but I know you are there. So I'm going to read to you 3 short pieces from my new book entitled Love and Loss. They invite you to some private spaces, and I'll let the poem speak to you. The first poem is entitled, You Are, I Am. I love all that is you. Our minds mingle as our fluids mix, and our spirits touch, are becoming. You are not male, not female, not man, not woman, but mind, body, not me, not you, not us, but is, being. The second poem is very close to me, and I wrote it for a friend, and it's entitled, Let Me Be My Husband, for Jeremy Quaid. Let me be my husband. Let me love myself first. Let me love myself as I would want my husband to. When my husband comes, I will love him as I have loved myself. He will love the way he can, and if that is not enough, I still have my love in me. The fragrance of my love will suffice where his lacks. Let me be my husband. I am my own love. The final poem that I've chosen from this collection is entitled, The Day That Lies Ahead. This is how it might feel, the days that lie ahead, not one of promise of things to come, but of reflections on days gone by. Thoughts on half-kept promises, journeys left incomplete. Lovers, now strangers, separation and loss. It ought not to be on thoughts of buds that never bloomed, of stories half written, waiting for metaphors that never arrived. The joys not smothered by the passing of things, the little things once held dear, now drowned in lost memories, in a blanket of blankness. Thank you.
Yes, a blanket of blankness. Thank you very much, Malachi. Thank you.
Thank
I love the calm that you bring to the piece. It just makes me it's settling. Yeah, you've seen me. I've been a whole bundle of chaos this evening. So thank you for bringing some peace to this heart and to this room. And yes, for the reminder that before you look for love somewhere else, love yourself, guys. All right, be the role model for the love you're looking for. Okay. Anyway, up next, okay, is well, someone I've met previously in Unmesh's room called Let's Unmesh Life. He is musical, he is lyrical, he is wonderful. He is Kamal Pundir. Kamal, hello.
Sir, hello, good evening to all.
Good evening. Stage is yours, Kamal.
All thanks to Bottoms Up for giving me this opportunity. And you can see my translation in chat. I will sing in Hindi 2 poems. First one is about pathetic situation of parents and children in modern society in metro cities. So here we go. जो संजो के रखी मैंने गुल्लक में पुरानी, जो संजो के रखी मैंने गुल्लक में पुरानी, वो मेरी यादें मेरी अब खुरचन मांगते हैं, वो मेरी यादें मेरी अब खुरचन मांगते हैं. खुरचन मीन्स डिपॉजिट्स. कि वो कर के छलनी छलनी मेरी ही आत्मा को, वो कर के छलनी छलनी मेरी ही आत्मा को, वो मेरा मचान मेरा अब आंगन मांगते हैं. मचान एंड आंगन मीन्स ऑर्गन्स ऑफ बॉडी. वो मेरा मचान मेरा अब आंगन मांगते हैं. तमाम उम्र गुजारी मैंने जिसके साथ हंसकर, तमाम उम्र गुजारी मैंने जिसके साथ हंसकर, वो मेरी हयात मेरी, वो मेरी हयात मेरी अब धड़कन मांगते हैं, वो मेरी हयात मेरी अब धड़कन मांगते हैं. मेरे बच्चे मुझी से मेरी पहचान मांगते हैं, जो कब का खो चुका है वो इंसान मांगते हैं, वो इंसान मांगते हैं. Thank you. And second one is about the judicial system in a democracy. How judiciary works and what does it, what the judges do. So I will recite this one in also by singing. ये है कि कानूनों बयानों की भाषा बोलता हूँ मैं, अपनी ही तराजू में सबको तोलता हूँ मैं. कानूनों बयानों की भाषा बोलता हूँ मैं, अपनी ही तराजू में सबको तोलता हूँ मैं. इल्जाम मुझ पे कैसे कैसे लगते कभी कभी, इल्जाम मुझ पे कैसे कैसे लगते कभी कभी, मगर नहीं बातों से अपनी डोलता हूँ मैं, मगर नहीं बातों से अपनी डोलता हूँ मैं, अपनी ही तराजू में सबको तोलता हूँ मैं। मुअश्शरे में जब कभी गफलत हो कहीं तब, मुअश्शरे में जब कभी गफलत हो कहीं तब, दरवाजे उम्मीदों के सारे खोलता हूँ मैं, दरवाजे उम्मीदों के सारे खोलता हूँ मैं। कानून बयानों की भाषा बोलता हूँ मैं, अपनी ही तराजू में सबको तोलता हूँ मैं। Thanks for listening.
Thank you
Oh,
for
gosh, thank
sharing,
you,
bro.
Kamal.
Yeah.
क्या
All
बात है, क्या
right, all
बात
right,
है.
all right, all right. Lots of love
Bravo,
happening in the
bravo.
chat, guys. Lots of love happening there. Please spread it and share it, and please share your appreciation with everyone you've enjoyed this evening. Yes, it's seldom we have such a polylinguistic venue. So what a celebration. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Poetry Festival Singapore, for making this possible. Wow. Okay, so from India, which is where Kamal's from. Okay, we're hopping over to the West, and please welcome someone I consider one of my mentors, someone I respect so much, and he's also a musician, though I don't think he's singing tonight. But guys, please welcome Mr. Mark Fishbein.
Hi, thank you all.
Hey,
What a
Mark.
great event. What a great event. And I always said of Kamal, if I ever needed a lawyer, I want you to sing at my case. You're the greatest. Thank you very much. I'll do some poems on resurgence. I'll play a little guitar first just to warm up. At daybreak, all sings, all dances, and all is loud. A pygmy song from technicians of the sacred. The moment is loud, the winds howl, rusted by a harvest moon to where our dreams were bound. All sings, all dances to the dazzling aurora. All is loud, and the echo are splashes of northern lights whose brilliance the falling stars forget. And in rapture they sing to cover the earth, to be loud in luminescence. From the abstract death of unremembered sleep, here is the still moment of hope. All sings of the light awoke, this empire of a day to strive to some precision of a dance. Oh, exultation, the sun's alive. All sings of moonlit love affairs. Here above and the now below. The wise agree with the clear-minded Buddha that all life is suffering in transitory landscapes. But I'm a poet. What would be the point, really, to deny myself these exalted moments of pain? I choose the sorrow of my own making. The universe of me rules in open defiance. I watch the pockmarked lunar face hide its scars with radiant shapes. I ride on a comet of frozen tears, carrying the stuff of life across the universe. I hear music with its eerie growl of baritones, deafening forests in winter with winds from a south. So what? That all is illusion but the violence of decay. I don't care anymore. What seems real is real enough. I look skyward and see the falcon gliding by with wings extended in the currents of air. For the rapture in the hunting from the clouds, the here above and the now below. all at once. I want to be everywhere all at once. In Paris, midnight gargoyles. In New York, subways of eyes. In Okavanga, mating ospreys. In Rio, carnival and twine. I want all the flavors all at once. The holiness of warm bread, the foam of duck egg on mushroom, the thrill of icy pilsner, the water of the coconut. I want to hear it all at once, the whispering leap of leaves to the ground, the blast of ancient airs and coloratura, the razzmatazz of jizzy jazzes and concertos for guitar. I want it all, exploding galaxies, all that I've lived, all that I've learned. Each moment like this moment, all at once, a smorgasbord of song and love and all the rest of it. But life plays out like a roulette wheel. You only take from the chips of fate. The rush of win or loss happens all at once in each throw of the die. Today I see my life with new eyes. I will not let the hours pass indifferently as the sunrise. Now I greet the world like a lithograph by Blake. I will go down my elevator at 30 miles an hour, pushing a button which lights up, fantasizing I'm Jonathan Swift in his first time elevator ride. I see reality in new eyes, airplanes and skyscrapers, the time machine in my mind. Yes, now is different, unlike before. This day I will not think about tomorrow. I will delight in all that exists around me. I will not burden myself with considering those who are dead. They are dead, and I am alive, and there's nothing else to it. I traded away those eyes which sought revenge. I'm taking a holiday from grief. Because today I will be like the bee with 1,000 eyes. I will not consider once the crime of death, which goes unpunished. And I'll end with a folk tale from the Brothers Grimm's, the fairy tales that we grow up with here. It was once upon a time I skipped along the shoreline and mused by the moon shining on the crude kingdom of youth before I drank a sorcerer's truth. It came to pass in echoic days with their prescribed migration, I chose what was foretold by fate and forged my solemn craft with open sails along the mast. Years were fast, cold and alone. To the furthest cities I traveled to barter miracles I could unravel that might release in elixir stone that innocence I once had known. I aged to idle days and talk of how I fed on wizard berries with acorns from a beanstalk. That made me sound so visionary, living happily ever after sleep. While all the while I knew my life was spent in want of wonder, which sought to break the spell I'm under. With peace and riches I live askew. I learned the secrets of the witch's brew. That in life there's but one timeless tale. The child in us forever prevails. It was once upon a time. It came to pass, living happily ever after, with power and riches, with peace and riches. The end. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Guys, Mark Fishbein. Who also, coincidentally, is a member of Poetry Global Network. He's also the chancellor at the Poetry Academy, which is a little educational thing we try to do. We hold workshops every so often. If he invites you, make sure you go because it's amazing. Okay. Next up, we're back in Singapore. Okay, we're back in Singapore now. And we have, well, a new friend of mine. This is Sarah Patricia Kelly. Hi, Sarah.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. And thank you, Chris, for, introducing me, and thank you for the opportunity. This first poem that I'm going to share is something that I composed especially for this event. And it's my interpretation of resurgence. So I'm going to share my screen because this has got a video as well. She's pressed sakura when asleep, bloom of the ceiling top. When blades unfold, her outlines sweep in concave curves non-stop. My cuppa breathes burnt toffee, sip, and melts my dregs of dream. Senpuki rouses, petals whip, and whistle in the sunbeam. She's dancing now, while whoosh, while whippy, a pirouetting spray. Grainy dregs, up 2, 3. I'm set to start the day. And that's also a little bit inspired by some Japanese influences. Senpuki means fan in Japanese, and my partner is Japanese, hence the influence. So this next one is about childhood memory. And it's called Watching Mama Apply Lipstick. I goggle at the looking glass, kid elbows out like I'm in class, observing Mama click and twist her lipstick case with soft cream wrist and neatly write her royal red O's, a biting heart of lipstick prose. I puff in perfume powder pots of pink pressed chalk and pansy drops as Mama's strands of sprinkles chink around her neck. 2 dolls we prink with Sipika Pipika pucker and kiss, a wet jelly bean for big red lips. And that's it from me. Thank you for listening.
Wow. Thank you, Sarah. I love how, the videos are gorgeous, and obviously you're very much an actress yourself. You have some challenges / invites here about collaboration, so we definitely encourage that. But for the pieces themselves, I love the bravery of inventing words, because you're right. Sometimes the dictionary doesn't contain what we want to say, so thank you for that. So and not for nothing, it took me all the way back to my Dr. Seuss days. So I think that's genius, honestly. So wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And here we are. Wait, I have to, because I did not memorize the set list, I have to check the list just so I make sure that I didn't get it wrong. Okay. Next up, from Morocco, Yasmin Messaoudi. Hi, Yasmin.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing good.
Oh, yeah. Stage
So
is yours.
I'm gonna first start by introducing the language first, because I have 2 poems, one in English and one in Tamazight. And this language that you're seeing is named Tifina. It's Berber. It's a North African language. It's an indigenous language, if you want to say so. Anyways, this is how it looks, but I'm gonna give you the English translation. Yeah, Yunus, thank you. All right. It only goes up. ثوري ثوري. إنك ثوري ثوري. انت يسينشي قمرة ثوري غودرة وجواتي دي السوان. أتقيم تاري تترقفتيان زيري. أتزادو دا سمين داكس. أتودان تغميزين إغاسا جيسرين جياري. أتودان تاس جيتجس. واخمية دي دورتيانها. أتدورت حد النغني. أسيقا. أساينو لا تودان وحد ما غيرين. أخستاس وتجي الدار وفي غبوح فرينو جاريسان. يلا يتغايدو كان. إيرا الزوغ ماني غاديريغ. صمخاو الضي. ساقو يدر هواثينش. ماشا روخا ذاك وتوغا سمت تزوث. واش تبيرو وخاو الضا زي زمان. الناس نتا قاع زمانني تقوم قالو تسمح الدايم. الناس تسمح الدايم نعم يتمسح الدايم. يضعنينش أو حتاو. أفواص نتا الداس. تحسب الداي لازرو تنزيها. ما غيساسات قيمة. من مثني ذي مانيني غاقو. نهام يزيغ الدونيس قضايا راح يدمني تقول أجدي ذي الطفل عماس ماشي يازو أخوياس خمر عقبدا أديرينش نيش أمكاني نتلق سفوسي ساعو سوزر ما قضايا ثوري إيوا روخي غاتزاد ماني مش حاري غاتيري. This is the first one. Now I'll move on to the second one. Yeah, the second one is named A New Me. It's about finding yourself and kind of building yourself up from the bottom. From the ashes of pain, I grow taller and taller like a sunflower in the shade, looking for light even in the dark. I intertwine myself with all that passes me, with passion till I lose sense of who I am and evolve anew. One after the other, I saw myself go through phases and personalities, changing and never lasting, one after the other. I'm always somebody new. You'll always find yourself rediscovering my mazes as I continue to build and rebuild my walls so as to lose as many tourists as possible. I'm not a company to explore, rather the labyrinth of Pan that continues to grow ever more, oh so ever more, and gets lost in itself. My own self-exploration leads me to run into walls as I regret building up new walls, one taller than the other. At the center of the maze, I can see me, running with no direction in a gateless circle, a room of my own which I've built to protect what's left of me. The room is a dried up garden with little light and much sorrow. I run from wall to wall trying to get out of it, but only managing to help the maze grow even more. As I get more lost myself, the shuddering of the constant night grew to bring me warmth, for the cold walls outside will never match the Slavic winter inside of me. It rains and it falls, and I continue to crawl evermore, oh so evermore. Then comes a light, not from the outside, not from anyone. The light seems to appear at the bottom of my cold beating heart as I start to wonder, am I hallucinating? Is this light coming to end me or set me free? The light grows stronger as its warmth spreads around my ribcage and flows through the room. The garden lights up, making me her sun. The trees flower as the flowers bloom. The warmth inside of me surges like a much-needed bath after going through a lifetime of filth. The floors run with water and the hummingbirds start chanting, "She's back! She's back!" I turn to see who they're chanting about, and it's none other than me. A little younger in age, wearing mismatched socks and missing a few teeth. I have a smile on my face and my hand is held towards me. I smile back and hold my other me's hand, and the wall falls back. The green grows over the walls, and soon the labyrinth has disappeared as if it never existed. I turn to look around and admire my prison dissolving, and when I turn back to little me, she is gone, but her light is still on my hand. Like a little lizard surging back from nothingness, I stand there free in a new me. Thank you.
Oh yes, Yasmin. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I especially love the what the letters look like, that alphabet.
Yeah, the characters are just on a whole another level.
Yeah. Somebody has to send me a copy of that, please. All right, because
Sure, definitely.
I can't read it, but it just looks gorgeous. My gosh. Thank you
it's
for
an
the
art in
pieces.
itself.
Yes, I know. Wow. Oh gosh. Well, guys, we're in the home stretch. All right, we're in the home stretch. It's been a miraculous evening. All right, it's been a miraculous time. This is Bottoms Up. It is brought to you in cooperation with of course, the Poetry Global Network and Poetry Festival Singapore, with our amazing partners, the Writer Center Singapore, Word Forward, Let's Unmesh Life, and Moroccan Poets. Oh my gosh. Magic isn't done. Up next, another new friend of mine, this time from Singapore, Yogitha Ramerchandra. The stage is yours, dear.
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's been a pleasure to be here, and I'm really having a good time seeing each and every one of you perform. Well, I will just try my best to do. Okay, let us start. To be or not to be, but what really are we is the question. A question I always ask. Each time I put myself to task, each time I put on my mask, slave to the winds like distant winds on dry grass, of things far and invisible. I know civil society's not easy. Forgive me if I sound a little crazy, but what are we? Monkeys or men? Robots or zombies? Cyborgs, aliens, or even gods? In 1,000 years, what do we become as a community? Scared of the wee little virus whose origins we hide to behind? Oh, I know I will be something again. Every society has culture that defines people's nature. In some areas, problematic, by other measures, rigid with rules and dogmatic. While societies that are a success don't come by without making a mess. What comes out of a silkworm's bottom will ultimately become a dress. And so, I have come to the realization that every civilization must rise and fall, and I know I must rise again. Taped, raped, and tortured, gagged, scanned, schooled, and fooled, text and text again, and rinse over. I know I must rise again. What goes up must come down, and what is lost will be found. Never again to be bent by the wind, or to be paid in the wages of sin. Still, I will. Oh, I know, all of us will. We will rise again. Thank you. Woo! Yep, I'm done.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Yogitha. Thank you so much. Wow. What you guys may not know, Yogitha, you're a teacher also, right?
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
There you go. Your students must love you.
Yeah, I've pretty much, I'm blessed with my pupils who have good rapport with me.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. Whew, all right. Up next, okay, so we're hopping, well, from Singapore, we're hopping back to Morocco. And, well, here is, sorry, there it is. Just a sec. Eunice Omari, sir.
Thank you, everyone. This has been a very long ride. I hope no one is really struggling with any jet lag or anything. We've been doing we've been doing a lot of flights. Hope everyone is having fun, and hope you still got some energy to hear from me. I am going to be sharing 2 poems. Yeah, as Lacan said, you know, I forgot to mention that I'm also the founder of Moroccan Poets. It's been a pleasure to be to take part in making this event as well, in bringing these poets together. Love you all so much, and this is my poetry. This poem is titled "Deep." I'm falling, or flying downwards, or dirt diving. I don't know how deep are these abysses. I don't know how long I can survive. I am trying to keep track of time, counting the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the days, the months, the years. I'm trying to take a breath. I'm trying to send fear to rest. I'm trying, but I don't know when I am existing. I have no sense of time. I only know that I am getting old, older. It's really hard to breathe, and honestly, I'm terrified of the lightless future. It just keeps getting darker, and I keep expecting the bottom, but I'm still falling deeper and deeper. I keep expecting the light of dawn, and I'm still falling deeper and deeper. I can't see the top anymore. I haven't seen the sky in so long. My memories are becoming foggy. All I have are fragile fragments. So when I try to remember the days that preceded this very long night, I think of the color gray. It's the only color that I can imagine other than the pitch black that I am surviving in. A few times during my fall, I felt that I reached the bottom. I thought to myself, this is it. I'm only going up from here. My motivation came back, my smile came back. In the middle of the darkness around me, I could feel the light of hope inside me. To my not very surprise, it was just a feeling, an illusion, a mirage. I'm guessing falling for this long is giving me hallucinations. I'm guessing falling for this long is giving me hallucinations. I didn't want to stop believing in this illusion. I didn't want to wake up from this fake version. I don't want to. Because as soon as I did, the light started dying, my cheeks gave up smiling, and depression stood from its depth. To my surprise, rock bottom had an underground level. I'm not sure if this fall ends with anything other than my death. I'm not sure if I'll ever see the light. I'm not sure if it's still worth trying. I don't know if this really has a bottom. I don't know if there is a way out of this. And I'm definitely ignorant of my readiness to start rising if I reach a bottom. I guess it's all a leap of faith. The uncertainty is definitely unbearable. The risks are already off the chart, and giving up is more irrational to me than having faith. My mind can't be trusted anymore, so the only choice I have is to have faith in this heart that is still beating. This heart that is still beating. To those who fell here before me, to those who've been in the dark, thank you. Thank you for leaving your fingerprints all over the place. Your markings, your words, your verses, your beats, your songs, your prayers, your sounds that still echo between these walls. Your stories that shine like gems in wells. Anytime I fail to keep faith, your history brings it back to me, reassuring my beating heart that I'm not alone. That I'm not alone, that I'm not alone, that it's going to be okay, 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 okay. Thank you. Boom. My second poem is called The Alchemy of Atomic Intimacy. For a while, I've been alone. I've had enough people debating in endless voice calls in my brain. They'd shatter my body into atoms. And I'd hug myself, trying to reassemble them again. Eventually, I'd lose some pieces. Eventually, I'd lose some pieces and look for other ones that fit in their places. It's not always a pleasing process. Oh, believe me, it's never been. Some lost pieces were gold and only carbon would fit in. Some pieces stay lost and others get thin. Until one winter, dark, freezing night, the debates had been so hot, so hot. Fire lit, I was burnt into ashes. Everything got carbonized. I remember I felt weak, worthless. I remember I felt weak, worthless. I felt lonelier than ever. Even the voices got quiet. I tried it all. Believe me, I tried it all. Hugging myself, hugging a tree, sports medicine, prayers. Nothing was able to help me link my atoms back together. I was hopeless. So hopeless that I actually thought of reaching out to, I don't know, a wizard or witch. I've always heard that magic can do the impossible. I've always heard about this realm where everything is doable. And between all the gates, ironically enough, love seemed to be the easiest. They say in love all is well. They say love is the best way to get magical. So I took a scalpel, opened my heart wide open. It took a moment before a fairy came and settled deep inside and stitched me together. I didn't think it would be that fast, believe me, but it was. It felt good. I mean, better. Some atoms were metamorphosing, taking totally different shapes, and it felt even better when the L-O-V-E spell hit. When the L-O-V-E spell hit, that spell that I've been missing, getting hit by the hit that heals and feeds the heart, spirit, and mind. I fell in deep as I was starving for that magic and that healing and that warmth, and I found there the magic that I found there, which filled the void of the lost pieces. Then, one day, not much later, the fairy left. She left me falling in process, left me in love, left me alone, falling in love. And there began the withdrawal symptoms. Oh, believe me, headaches, chest ache, backache, heartache, few moments were all it took to get attached, addicted, dependent to this substance. And I kept trying to get it back, her love back. It felt like I could only get her love. I'm not worthy of her love. Then suddenly it turned to I'm not worthy of love. I'm incapable of love. L-O-V-E, a word I've known already, a word I could spell, but does that make me capable of catching? So I tried to open up, and this time not to fairies, this time I opened up myself, to unbox ghosted areas and inbox all the ghosts as expected. The words were there. Unexpectedly, the wand was there as well. But the word was only next to the ears, never next to the tongue. I suppose a spell doesn't work if not cast, so I practiced saying it in front of a mirror. It wasn't easy to say. The words struggled to leave my mouth. Love. And apparently that's all I had to do. Love myself. It just kept flowing, echoing from my tongue to my ear, making my flowers bloom again, reminding me that I am a land with fertile soil, reminding me that I am a land with fertile soil, that I have the seeds, that I can plant them, that if I'd be worthy, that if I do, I'd be worthy of a sweet harvest. And maybe in the following season, I'd have someone to exchange my fruit with. Thank you. That was my turn, everyone.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Thank you, Eunice. Thank you for everything. You are a wizard yourself, sir. Okay. Which brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the final, the final act for the formal lineup. Okay. To bring us home, still from Morocco, Saad Jibril.
Let's go to the Poetry Slam champion.
Poetry Slam champion.
So hello guys, my name is Saad. I'm from Morocco, and this poem is called Half. What does it have to do with resurgence? Is I'm talking about how we live a half life, a half dedicated to us, and the other is dedicated to please the others and to follow what are their commands. So this is my poem. يو بنسكافيه وناس كتبت ناس والنص الاخر خاوي الدس على لا شاء يا نص ومع ذلك شانق عليه عاص ماس نص تكست نص ريمه سوني كون دومي ريم ما جبتش حياة نص كريمه باوكين دومي ريم لا جريمي لا بنانا حياة تاس انتريم بغا نخوي البلاد حنا هكا دايرين يو هاد ناس كافيه نص كافيه وهاد نص قافيه لاص قافيه الفراغ تيخلي دقافيه واخا انا غير بسقافيه هاد الكوشمان نهار التكيزه لبس قافيه فاصبح الناس في كونسيبت فلسفي في الكاس الناس الاسفل صافي في الحياه خاصنا نص نسفي شدنا الشلال دماغي ناسفي عرضنا اللوجيك للناس طاحوا الناس في معضلات النصفي دون بي مين صيب خواطر دون بي ميش بغي واضح دون بي وايلد سون اطر دون بي كاين تكون قاطر وطلعنا دمينار في كومبوربيس فور لونج فور بين اير از لونغ از دي بوت سيم بروكولي اون اير غنطلعوا لي الابد اوردينير وكلشي رسم مربع وعليه داير لي العالم كالك ولفتي الحدود غتسبب لي كالك كلك كلك غتموت المربع وسط النصف المقدس كلشي خاصو يتحط في مجر كاع الاقلام بنفس الطريقه غتنجر كاع العقول نفس التيار غتجر باش تكون مقبول في المجتمع وخا ترو يو غتقجر غتبقى روحك مكبوته في الظلام ترو يو غتفجر ما بين نصاص المنصوصه انا تنقلب على نصي ما بين رصاص المرصوصه انا تنقلب على نصي ما بين الحواس المعكوسه ضاع وناسي ما بين الأحلام المفقوسة لحياتي وليت ناسي مبغيتش نعيش نص مبغيتش نعيش ربع مبغيتش نعيش ثلث مبغيتش نعيش لا روب ما بغيتش ناري تمص مبغيتش البلاد مركع ما بغيتش حياتي تموت ما بغيتش نفكر في الأوروب كيهزو منك ينقص والجار منك يتفقع الدقة فيك تفوت المجتمع درت هروب à toi cher Minapel qui m'a obligé de choisir entre les deux. Être un artiste ou un salarié de mes deux. Je t'ai déjà dit que je ne voulais être ni ceci ni cela. Je voulais juste vivre pleinement ma vie. Est-ce ton souci, cela? J'ai rempli mon objectif, pomme de terre. Ce n'était que le pointage qui t'intéresse. Tu n'as pas vu mon rapport de performance, mais tu auras remarqué la couleur de maîtresse. Artichou, je ne rentre pas dans ta boîte jolie comme. Tu as fait rentrer plein de monde dans ton monde de licorne. Je mets pas de cravate, je fais pas d'une jolie conne. Tu me voulais poli, mais dans la langue, j'avais un polycone. Artichaut, je ne rentre pas dans ta boîte carrée, je suis un putain de polygone. قطع السينيال مع اللي مضلاوك وحاول ما بغيش نشوف بنادم تيتشابه حاول انت بالضبط ما بغيش نشوفك حاولي سو رايز اب اختي خويا رايز اب ما انت دواره ما انت مربع ما انت جيومتري تصب تفاح الكونسيبت كينجبير وفهماتو تفاح الدين ماهر وظلماتو المستقبل ديالك اللي غتعيشو وما غيكونوا ماتوا حل عينيك حلل افكارك غيبان لك الغباء كاين ما غتحتاج لا سولومون اش لا ايميل دوركاين so rise and rebirth choose your own shape own path don't be afraid of your own dirt rise and rebirth
Thank you. Thank you, Saad. Wow. Well, there it is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Wait, who's sharing? Can you please unshare? All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to, well, the formal end of this broadcast, of this edition of Bottoms Up. As mentioned, okay, so this is Bottoms Up, brought to you tonight by, of course, the Poetry Global Network and the Poetry Festival Singapore, and our partners, the Writers Center Singapore, Word Forward, Let's Unmesh Life, and Moroccan Poets. Special shout out to Eric Valles for all of his patience and his rigor that he put all of us through to make sure that this would be a magical evening, which it has been. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and a singular pleasure to have you all tonight. If you still have a little bit more of endurance, we are going into the after party right after this, but I will be turning off the recording now. Thank you very much, everyone.
Bravo.
I want to see you all again very soon. Give it up for all of us.
Hey, bravo.
Wow.
Bravo, Lawin.
Hey, Lawin, amazing, man. Wow.
Thank you, Lawin. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Actually, Lawin.
Yes, dear.
Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for being such a great host, and who you have paved for everyone in the roster and more. Thank you.
Okay, I recorded that part, okay, because I like that part.